Hello, I'm Ty Mason of the DiabetesCouncil.com, researcher, writer, and I have type 2 diabetes. Today, I want to give you my 8 diabetes grocery shopping mistakes to avoid. After you watch the video today, I do invite you to check out the description box for my new ebook. This is one of the most comprehensive diabetes meal planning book you can find anywhere. It contains diabetes-friendly meals and recipes for different goals such as 800 or 1800 calorie per day meal plans, diabetes meal planning tips and tricks. There are also tons and tons of diabetes-friendly recipes for everyone. If you're like me, you really don't like going to the grocery store. I mean, it can really be a chore to get out there and fight the crowd. Here's a little tip for you. Consider this one a freebie. You go to the store as early or as late as possible. Be there at the opening hour or a half an hour before it closes. Not quite as crowded. So let's look at what I might say are the major mistakes many of us make when we make that dreaded journey to the grocery store. The first mistake we make is not being prepared. You need to be prepared. Don't just decide to take off and go to the grocery store on a whim. Know what you want to buy. Make a list. Like going into the ACT without a calculator or to a baseball game without a glove, going to the store without a list just shows you aren't prepared, and it's not real smart. I think this is quite possibly the biggest mistake we all make. Not having a list will lead to a lot more impulse buying and will actually make your trip to the store last much longer, and it'll be much more expensive. Know what you're going to need to make your meals, what snacks you're going to need, what drinks you're going to buy. Think of everything. Try to make your trip to the store a weekly, not daily trip. Now, I suggest a phone app. There are several great ones out there. Once you make your list, stick to it. Tip number 2, this one's kind of, well, it might be an old wives' tale to some, it might be common sense to others, but eat before you go to the grocery store. I know you've probably heard it said, don't go to the store on an empty stomach. Do you know why you've heard that? Because it's great advice. It doesn't really stand to reason. If you go to a grocery store hungry, you're going to buy things you absolutely don't want or need. You will not stick to your list. You will impulse buy like a kid in a toy store. Also, if you're hungry when you go grocery shopping, you're going to get home and overeat before you get the groceries put away. I can't give you scientific data to back this one up, but I can give you personal experience and tons of anecdotal stories. You are just going to have to trust me on this one. Grab a snack, go after a meal, whatever you need to do. Just don't go into that grocery store hungry. The third mistake I think most of us make is we look at the wrong items on the label. Now, I think it's very important for us to go look at labels when we shop. I personally try to look at labels online before I go or buy the same products each time I go to the store. But there are times when we want to try something new or there's a new product, so we need to look at those labels. What do you usually look at first? Well, most of us go for the calories, then the sugars. Well, those are important. But we also need to look at the ingredients. If there are more words in that ingredients list that you can't pronounce than ones you can, I would pass up on that item. Also look at things like dietary fiber. Now, I'm going to plug my love for my glycemic load at this point. I've yet to find a really good glycemic load app. If you know of one, let me know. But there are some really good glycemic index apps. And remember, the formula is simple to calculate the glycemic load. You take the total carbs minus the dietary fiber, multiply that by the GI, then divide by 100. That gives you the GL. And for me, the GL is much more important anyway. I wish they'd put them on the food labels. Number 4, you think too hard at the dairy section. Dairy section is not a place to think. Get your milk you like. The GL of milk is very low regardless. Whether you like whole milk, 2%, 1%, half and half, whatever you drink, get it. Get some Greek yogurt. It's a superfood. Choose between provolone, sharp cheddar, or mozzarella cheese. Honestly, don't think too hard. I mean, you can be overwhelmed by the yogurt choices alone. There are so many types of milk. 3, 4 types of cow's milk. You've got goat's milk, almond milk. I didn't even know those things had udders. Don't overthink it. Get the milk you like, the cheese you like, grab a good Greek yogurt if you want, and then get out of there. Don't pass up the meat section. That's a huge mistake. Don't pass up the meats. You have been told your whole life that those with diabetes shouldn't eat red meat. Well, you can believe that if you want to. I happen to think meat has a GI of 0, a GL of 0. It doesn't affect my blood sugar at all. I'm going to eat it. Now, of course, there are other things to consider, but I say have a steak at least twice a week. Eat some sausage. Eat some bacon. Eat fresh fish, too. It's amazing. Spend some time in the meat department, not too much. Get some good stuff and get out of there. Now, another common mistake a lot of us make is we don't go to the frozen food section. There are some great things in the frozen food section. Don't pass this aisle up. Frozen fruit and veggies are often the best way to go, especially times when fresh fruit is kind of out of season. Now, be sure to get frozen fresh fruit. They don't have any additives, just fruit and veggies taken from the field to the freezer. Often they're just as good as fresh vegetables. And later on we're going to talk a little about canned goods. This is a good thing to stack up on during the winter as well, in case one of those big winter storms comes along. Number 7, eggs. Don't pass up the eggs. Don't just rumble by those because someone told you that those with diabetes can't have eggs. Eggs are a superfood. They're a super snack. You have been told that you can't have eggs. Listen to this one now. Go back to my video that says, are eggs good for diabetes? In that one, we had a study that said not only could those with diabetes have eggs, but they should eat 12 eggs a week. 12 a week. Grab a dozen. They're awesome for breakfast. Boil up a few for a great snack. Eggs are something you need to add to your diabetes diet. Do it on your next trip to the grocery aisle. Don't run past the eggs. Finally, number 8, don't forget the canned goods. Too many people forget about canned foods. At one point, I'll agree, canned goods just weren't very good. But technology has allowed for some very, very good canned fruit and veggies. Now, when choosing canned fruits, avoid those that are canned in heavy syrup. That's just sugar. Get those that are canned in their own juices if you can, or water. Canned veggies, go for the low sodium varieties, especially during the wintertime. These foods can be lifesavers in a long winter storm. I always try to keep a few extra cans on hand during January and February. I also like to put a couple more bags of frozen goods in the freezer for those winter storms, because even if the power goes out, you can just take those out, plop them in the snow, keep them frozen. I hope you enjoyed my list. If you have other suggestions, feel free to let me know. Don't forget to get my new ebook, and please subscribe to our channel for many more videos like this one in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Ty Mason.